Okay, guys. So, I'm here to talk to you about a lot of things. I'm sorry about what happened a few minutes ago, just a couple minutes ago. I apologize, but I'm back and I want to talk and I want to get some things clear. And I want to just say that if anybody is trying to message me, I cannot get my text messages. It's just doing this, telling me that my messenger app, and I try to do it again, and it's just not working. Um, Let me see if everything has uploaded on the other one because everyone needs to know. It's okay if no one comes. I understand. So basically, I'm going to be talking about several things that's been going on, and I just want people to know the truth about everything. And today's the last day, maybe for a lot of channels. And right now, America Apparel here. China announces global industry, and red zoners are chasing people. And of course, we have some crap with some Kanye West going on. And then we have a lot of prophetic signs, a lot of prophecies being filled. So, International Justice Watchdog finds that Trump probe was justified, not biased against Trump. So, besides all of that, we've got much, much more coverage on all of this. Now, listen, guys, as you may notice, so a lot of the shootouts have been happening, and 3 people resulting in being dead. Sorry, guys, my stuff all just messed up. Their farmlands. They are taking people's farmland. Okay, so this is another truth I want to talk about really, really quickly. So, a lot of people that are trying to live off the grid, they are coming out and they're hitting them with citations. Okay, so these people own the land and they have solar panels, they have their own source of water, and they have a lot of other things. And what's going on with all of that is that they're coming out and telling them that they can't do that. Other instances, people own the land and they're driving an RV or a camper up there, and they're telling them that that's illegal. They cannot do that. The camper, the mobile home. I've seen it with RVs, campers, people living there until they get their house built on that land. Even someone owning their land and bringing a trailer up there. They are throwing a hissy fit about all of this. So trying to go off the grid, they're finding people that are trying to go off the grid, and they are completely wrecking this for all of these people. And that has nothing to even, it's so, okay, it says Iowa farmers have suicide awareness now due to their depression of them attacking their farmland. So they're going after their farmland. And then it says the UK worried about food, Australia worried about water and farmland and food. Africa is running extremely low on food. Denver, a man owns property and gets a notice that he is not allowed to live in his camper or anything on his property, and the man is trying to build a house. So they're taking all of that. This one, man collects rainwater and has solar power, and city claims housing is not safe. Okay, don't know who that is. Okay, so he's claiming that housing is not safe, causing no city hookups, and told would be arrested if caught there. He owns the property and home and is living off the grid, and this is why. So, of course, okay, so the Naval Air Station shooting. 2 people got killed, plus the gunman killed himself. That makes a number of 3. Several injured. Okay. Another gunman, at least 10 hurt. He was 22 years old in the hospital, and he killed 3 people. Active shooter, Pearl Harbor shooting. 3 victims dead. 2 died. It says 2 died, 1 was on duty, and the last one was the shooter. National Guard, Black Hawk, goes in down Minnesota. 3 dead. 3 dead. And Iran targeting 21 of U.S. military bases with missiles, says Iran general. Iran is capable of launching 20,000 missiles per day, transforming fire, causing power outages in the Berea area. 15,000 people without power, and that was of December 3rd. Now, let me tell you a little something about all of this. Is whenever you see 3 dead, you keep saying 3 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, and it includes like the gunmen and stuff. Those are, I'm not going to say just false flags, because some do. Some are like just like programmed individuals that go in there and shoot. But then there is times when it's not just that. Okay. Also, David Goldberg said white vans throughout the country. Okay, so there's white vans throughout the country, spreading throughout the country and cities, and they are doing this massively on a huge scale. New York, white vans, December 5th, follows 13-year-old girl and kept pulling in and slowing down to try and snatch her up. That also goes along with the last video, the David Goldberg thing. Okay, and there's more I want to talk about, but I don't have anyone in here right now, so, and I can't message people and say, hey, I'm live, because it won't allow me to. Let's see, I went over some of this stuff with you. So basically what I've been doing is trying to get as much out as I can. And I want everyone to remember the dates. 12/16 is the next one that we have coming up. So, everybody please remember that. Look up Zachary Voorhees. He is one of the ones that was the Google insider that leaked all the information. Guys, I really feel like that no matter what I do, it's almost like no one really cares. And it's almost like no matter what I do, I don't know. I'm trying. But you know what? I can't try and put my efforts out there if no one is willing to receive it. And I'm trying my best right now. I'm going to make a couple of phone calls and tell a couple of people. So, we all know that these are all false flags. All of this is going on without a hitch. Some of us are seeing it, some of us aren't. So many things are going on right now that people just have no idea. And I'm trying to call a couple of people real quick and let them know I'm live, because it's not working. I put it on my channel, and no one is seeming to, it's only got a couple of views, so I don't know if people have realized I went live yet. So I'm not going to be able to be live long, but I am trying, okay? So I don't know if I'm buffering. I don't know about anything. I'm just trying to get everything out there. So anyways, I'm trying my best. And I don't know really how to get anyone over here other than call a couple of people that I know that can find the link to this channel. This channel doesn't have that many subs, and I'm kind of happy about that because I can narrow down who really wants to watch me and who's really subbed to me because they hate me. So, hey, I was just calling to let you know that I was live. I done a video, but nobody seemed to see it, and there's no one in my live. So I was just calling a couple people. For some reason I can't message anyone right now. Yeah. Oh, you're okay. You didn't have to watch. I can't message. I was just trying to let everybody know. It's on the other channel. And so my messenger ain't working. My messages, like when I click on it, it says messages, info, and it says must close app, info, and I've done all of that. And it still won't let me view any messages. So I was just trying to call a couple of people and let them know that, I was. What'd you think? If you watch it to the end, it's a little bit brutal because there's a leaked video of John Podesta beating kids and stuff, and and it's leaked. You pay attention to the shadows, you see him lift something that looks like a sledgehammer. That, his voice, he screams, tell me, call my name and all this, and the kid, you can really hear it. There's a voice analysis done with a clip where and then it goes back to the last comment, and then, which is where it's, they're supposedly hiding the kids, and then, it goes back, but pretty brutal. And did you get to see where I wrapped it up with John Bonet? Remember that big cat? I decided to try to do this live because I probably will be off tomorrow. This channel might survive the sale, and I don't know. I'm hoping. I'll do a part 2 to that video with everything that's going on, and that's been really ramped up the last couple weeks, Yeah. Yeah, I know. I hope to. There's nobody in here. I think there's it's been telling me one person the whole time. I went live for I think 2 minutes, and then I saw my mom go down the road, so I started chasing her. So I had to end the live. Yeah, well, right now I'm live, but I don't have anybody in here. But I guess I'm gonna get off of here and talk to the one person that's in here and see if they can. I don't know if I'm buffering or not. Oh, you're okay. Take your time. Pretty badly, actually, but it's okay. But I'll see you in a few minutes. God bless. Bye. Okay, so if you're still on here, okay, so Madison, I went live a minute ago, and my mom had went by, so I had flagged her down, and I had to end it because I never get to talk to her or see her, and I was actually trying to see if she might help me in some way. So anyways, there's so many things going on. Everything is getting ramped up. I can't read my messages, and I'll show you once again when I click my messages. This is what's coming up. And when I close out the app, none of it's working. I don't understand what's going on. I am trying to figure that out. So if you've been messaging me, I'm not getting them. And if you have been doing, if you've been messaging me, I'm not getting them or anything like that. It won't allow me to. I was on the phone talking to someone. I know that nobody really got to see my video telling everyone was going live. That is okay. I wanted to try to do a live before tomorrow and talk to you about some things that that are so much power and truth in them. So if you got to watch my 18 plus video with all the pedophile in it, yes, a lot of people think I probably should have included Jeffrey Epstein, which I will. No. If anybody has texted me in the last week, I have not got a single text, and that's weird. But I usually always have get text, but I haven't been able to communicate with anyone. But anyways, in the video that I did, 18 plus, a lot of people thought I should have included Jeffrey Epstein and a few others, and I was going to, but the video got so long, but everything I was showing needed to be showed, so I was going to do a part 2. So I'm hoping that whenever I get done with this live, that I will be able to do a part 2 and get it put up in enough time for people to see before maybe they take down that channel. Now, this channel might survive because it doesn't have that many subs, but at the same time, it hasn't been on for too long. And it hasn't been listed age restricted or anything yet. Okay, guys, so we have the 3. I done went over this once, but I'll go ahead and go over it again. So 3 was dead, 2 was killed, 1 was the gunman, so 3 dead at the Naval Air Station base in Pensacola. The gunman died, let's see, so he counted as 3. Hey David, thank you for coming. I only have 1 person in here. I guess it's still you. Update the app, see if that helps. I've gotten that before on my games, and sometimes it helps to update it. Okay, I will. Thank you, Born Racer. Okay, so whenever we're seeing the number 3, they like to perverse and make fun of the Trinity, the Son, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so 3, and then you go into the geometry, all that stuff, and it ends up being 666. Anyways, so 3 died in the naval thing, the National Guard, Black Hawk in Minnesota, 3 dead. That was when a Black Hawk fell and it killed 3 people in it. And then the Iran targeting 21 U.S. military bases with missiles, says Iran General Iran is capable of launching 20,000 missiles per day. And there's so much going on with that. Sorry for the interruption, guys. So transforming fire caused power outage. There's over 15,000 people right now without power. A couple of days ago, it was like 45% of the United States was without power, and it was more up north. It's been raining today. It's still a little raining. It's like sprinkling, but it's rainy. You can smell it. And there's also other things going on. It's supposed to snow here, so major power outages is happening, and so many places up north, like New Jersey, New York, everything up in that area is the whole area that was without power for so long. A lot of people are still without power. So the UK worried about food, and Australia was worried about the water and the farmland and food. Africa is running extremely low on food, and they're saying that they don't know if they can make it. So I went over this a little bit earlier, and it talked about in Denver, a man owned his own property and got a notice that he was not allowed to live in his camper on his own property or anything else, such as an RV or trailer, on his own property, and the man is in the middle of trying to build his house. The man, and then this is another one. This is another one. Man collects rainwater and has solar power, and city claims housing is not safe because of no city hookups and told would be arrested if caught back there. He owns his property and home and is living off of the grid, and they're trying to arrest him for doing so. What about the Amish? You know? Anyway, so white vans have been spotted throughout the country and spreading fear throughout the country as well. They're appearing in a lot of cities and in a lot of states. So everyone keep your eyes open. They are coming every which way. And I think what they're doing is coming in, and then the power outages happen, and they're the ones that come in and abduct people. I'm not sure. So New York white van also. They also have the white vans in New York. December 5th, a white van followed a 13-year-old girl and kept pulling in and slowing down and was trying to snatch her off of the road. So there is so much going on. All is connected to the false flag whenever you compare all of these things happening in threes. Whenever you see threes so much, you know that it's some type of, elite or something going on. So now, listen. There's so much going on. It's all ramped up. I wanted to do a really good live today. Hopefully I'll be able to do one tomorrow. But if not, it's okay. I will do as much as I can. As you can see, they've already been installing and placing the 5G and the those little boxes in people's yards. Okay, so like I said, and I'm going to try my best to make a second part to that first pedophilia video, because a lot of people was wanting me to put in Jeff Epstein and Jeff Epstein and Harvey. So what I'll do is I will look into that and get that done. I do want to share a little bit more information that I got. It's kind of grainy and hard to read, but I will try my best to read this, okay? Hold on. So, trial of mafia boss killer linked to Trump exposes Epstein's Mossad satanic orgies readied for Democrat Party elite. Now, this is an article. Okay. So, a terrifying, mind-bending new federal Secret Service, FSB, reported circulating today, documenting surveillance activities into the U.S.-based elite sex club SNCTM, opened in Moscow this past year. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to zoom in and do it that way. This past year, whose video of clearly shows satanic acts are taking place. This state that this secret international organization was founded in 2008, which we know it was not. It was way more than that. Anyways, it was way, way, way before 2008. But by a near bankrupt and $900,000 in debt Hollywood real estate agent named Damon Lawner, with money supplied by the Gambino crime family boss Frank Cali, who was also known as the Ghost. Money which in return was given to the Gambino mob boss Cali by the CIA and their Mexican drug cartel partner and Gunsman, which led on 13th of March 2019 at approximately 9:15 to Gambino mob boss Cali began gunning. Cali began gunned down outside his home in an assassination accomplished by by a then 24-year-old man named Anthony, who is preparing for trial, said the CIA had penetrated the mafia and the Democratic operatives in Washington were working with Gambino mob bosses Cali and Al the husband to bring down so they want to bring down President Trump, and they did put out a hit on him. After 5 months, and 5 months after Gambino mob boss Cali was gunned down by Camilo, saw Hollywood elite freaking out in August 2019 when SNCTM Sex Club owner Damon Lerner sold it to a mysterious investor called The Circle, a sale broker by the most powerful and feared companies in the world, McKinney and Company. Therefore, through its office, which was orchestrated by former Israel master spies, and who emits child molester Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad asset gathering intelligence on American elites for blackmail. And the past dealings with the McKinney's company saw master spy Ben Menashaw, I don't know how to say that name, working with formerly McKinsey associate and admitted homosexuality, now running, sorry guys, I didn't get the whole thing, running the Democratic nominee for president, but who is now refusing to talk about any of this. Now, this is an article, and I suggest people look into it. Companies can track your phones unless you change these certain settings. You can't change nothing. They're watching everybody. So, and extinction is what is now we should all be massively worried about. There is a lot going on that we don't even know ourselves. So what I really want to talk about on here is some of the things that's really going haywire and what's really going crazy. And so with this, I want you all to think about this, okay? There's so much, and it's been ramped up. More people are dying. More are being sacrificed. There's so many things that people are not even thinking about, okay? So they're also doing a D.C. bank shutdown on March agenda and update mysterious bans. Okay, so a lot of people are reporting on these mysterious bans. Now, I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm so sorry that we are living in the war that we are today, because this is getting bad and it's getting very intense. So they're claiming that there was no bias, finds no bias in launch over Trump-Russia probe, but uncovers significant FBI errors. We all know that. Now, Elon Musk hits a traffic pylon with a new Cybertruck after dinner in Malibu. The king of the Tesla is now creating more and has newer additions. Now, so there is a lot going on. So the Supreme Court rejects challenge to conduct abortion under the ultrasound law. So this is something else that I wanted to talk about. Supreme Court rejects challenge to a Kentucky abortion ultrasound law. So basically, the Supreme Court rejected that law, requiring doctors to describe ultrasound images and play fetal heart sounds to the abortion seekers. Kentucky argued the law is simple and straightforward, calling it part of an informed consent process. The law, Kentucky said, does nothing more than require that women who are considering an abortion be provided with more information that is truthful and non-misleading and relevant to their decision to have an abortion. So they're wanting people to hear the baby's heartbeat and see their see their baby in ultrasound. They're wanting their kids to do this. They're wanting these parents to do this before they actually come out and get their child aborted. And I think that would be a really good plan, because sometimes when people see or hear the heartbeat or see their baby, it helps. Okay, so not only was the gunman there shooting everything, now they're saying Pensacola was hit by a cyber attack after the fatal shooting. Now, once again, they're trying to show you a lot of cyber attacks, a lot of people being able to hack into our grid, and this will ultimately end up being the reasoning for why they take down the grid and who done it. That's what they will say. Virginia prep for a Second Amendment battle. So basically, Virginia is trying to start this whole Second Amendment battle and trying to rise up against this new law, which I think is great, because once they push it in certain states, I guess they figure Virginia will be one of the worst, and they are really worried about that. So now with the Jeffrey Epstein case, we all know that a lot of people, if you go and you do your research, you will figure out that Prince Andrew, if you go watch it, there's clips of Prince Andrew with young girls telling them bye, being in his mansion. There's so many things. He done a cheesy interview about a week ago, and you could tell he was lying the whole entire time. Those who have eyes to see, let them see it. So confidential documents reveal U.S. failed to tell the truth about the war in Afghanistan. Now, that is something that a lot of you do need to go ahead and look into. I don't know if I will have enough time to let you fill you in on all the stories. I'm basically covering the major stuff right now. I apologize tremendously for not being able to, provide you with everything, and I'm so sorry, because there's so much going on right now, and right now is the 9th, and tomorrow could be the day that my other channel leaves. They could wipe this one out as well. And everybody thinks, yeah, they'll take all your channels down. Well, I have taken precautions with the other channel. We are getting hammered with rain today. Yes, it's been raining all day today. It was raining yesterday, and we're supposed to have snow in the early morning. Hold on a second, guys. But we're supposed to be getting, sorry, I didn't mean to go with the camera. Birth pains, yeah, intensifying, exactly. So, let's see, outnumbered, breaking news. There's, oh yeah, and if you know about Juice, the Juice also, he had put a video out of him saying, I'm selling my soul right now. And then you see a ritualistic fire burning with symbolism, with the symbology, I think it's a pentagram or something, and there's fires, candles, and everything all around it, and they're drawing from the power, and he's like, yo, I'm selling my soul. And there's so much, a lot of people believe that he is a sacrifice, which could be true. We don't know that, though, but a lot of times when we see them die, it's because they were getting ready to talk, or because, they needed a sacrifice of that great magnitude. So a lot of stuff's going on about, let's see, hold on, there's something I'm trying to find really quickly, on here. I guess I can't find it right there. I'll have to go look it up in another place. But, so whenever we see these false flags and 3 died and 3 are dead, and it's been happening like 4 or 5 times, then we know that it's a false flag, or it is something they set up some of these people are false flags, and then some of these people are like mind controlled. It's hard to tell the difference for a lot of people, and a lot of people just assume it's all fake and it's all mind control. And we don't need to be set in that mind state, because sometimes people really do die. Also, there's a couple things I want to go into a lot of detail. Yeah, it's Israel's land is divided. God will intervene completely. Yeah. Not to mention, guys, I know a lot of people are going to hate me for talking about this, but Israel is actually already over here working with our military and our Navy and all of that stuff. And they're training mercenaries and trained assassins to go out and kill people. And there's another video I wanted to upload and put in little pieces so everybody could see that. And Israel is the one that comes over, and they have operatives over here that train them. They do the mind control on them, and they're also making it. They're doing the weapon sales, the drug sales, and they're profiting a lot off of all of this. And what this is doing is causing a lot of problems, because behind the scenes, Israel's the one that's doing so much. And when I say Israel, of course, a lot of what I'm talking about is the Zionists. I'm not talking about, just the Jews or whatever. I'm talking about the people that are in very high places, the ones you don't see, the ones behind the scenes pulling the strings, is the puppet masters. And I really, really would like to think that people have their eyes open to that, but a lot of people don't. And I'm sorry to hear that. But also, you've got to think, too, guys, like we have so much telling us what's really going on. Like at the same time and at the same levels, Israel, it was the one that invented and came up and built the 5G network, sold it to China, but it'll never be in Israel. It'll only be in China. Well, it won't only be in China, but it's going to be in China. That was kind of like the first smart city, and then it's us. And I believe that's why they wiped out most of California. Yes, New World Order, exactly. I believe they wiped out most of California so they could start their new smart cities. Facial recognition has already been put in place. You see people talking about, oh, 5G is about to come, honey. 5G is already here. 5G is already about. It's happening. A lot of people are seeing it on the top of their phone, 5G network. So you tell me, oh, it's coming. No, it's here. It's been here. And also another thing I want to talk about is, yes, with Jeffrey Epstein, there are several people that came forward. A lot of people, like in the Harvey Weinstein case, come forward, and while they were children, they were put into the life of, sex trafficking with him. And they're trying to, do something, because now the criminal case has been dropped. He was charged back in, I think, 2006, and he was supposed to pull 18 months. Did not. He pulled somewhat. He had a whole wing privately cut off for himself, had security personnel there, and also was able to go out for 12, and then it went up to 13 and 14 hours a day. So he really did not serve any time. Then this time when he got charged, killed himself? I think not. I think they faked his death and took him to one of the islands, or took him underground, or who knows what. Or, they sent him in and killed him because he had too much blackmail and his black book contained too much. But I will tell you this, the moment he died, they went in and raided everything and got everything out of his apartment, contact, his black book. They got everything out of there. One of the main things that everyone needs to know, though, is that now YouTube is nothing. There's a guy on here that does a whole video basing it off of children, and they steal this and they put timestamp, and it's people going through and picking what children they want. And it's simple and easy to find a kid on YouTube posting videos. And in my opinion, I don't think children need to be posting videos on YouTube, because there's too much that YouTube does not do. YouTube does not take complaints when you report a video for abuse, sexual abuse, unwanted content, pedophilia, pornographic, misleading, spam, anything like that. It takes 20 reports before they'll even look at it. And they might disable the comments, but these people can still locate these children through via IP address, or a lot of these kids are not even thinking, and a lot of times they'll put their information out there, and then it makes it easier to find. Yeah, I seen something about that, Born Eraser. The thing about it is I like talking to y'all about current news, and I like bringing that to you. But at the same time, my channel, the other channel, will probably be gone, and I want to try to get out as much as I can on. Sorry, guys, I'm really sick. I've not been feeling well at all, and it's hard for me to manage everything doing what I'm doing. Living every day, walking every day, not being able to eat and sleep and have nothing to drink. All of this stuff is really, really getting to me and hurting me really bad. And my body's getting weak, and it's hard for me to keep up with everything and keep trying to put info out. I mean, I'm really sick, and a lot of people really don't understand that. But it's been about 5 or 6 days since I've ate. Maybe, so I think today's the 5th day since I've ate. And everything else is just everything. When something hits you, it hits you hard, and you know, it's more than one thing. When it rains, it floods. And let me tell you, everything in my life is flooding right now, and everyone needs to get prepared for that, because it's all about to start happening to everyone. If you've ever been on a truther channel or anything like that, everything's about to start flooding for all of us. Everything's getting ramped up. People's been crying wolf forever, talking about martial law, new world order, and so people don't believe that it's actually coming. They're starting to think, oh, it's been called so many times, it'll never happen. Guys, it's about to happen, and that's one of the things about the impeachment is they're distracting you while they takes away all your rights, takes away everything. I have seen so many homeless people just get picked up off the street for being homeless. Oh, well, thank you, Born Eraser. I try to do as much as I can. The last video I did on my other channel, I know it was graphic and it might have made your stomach turn, but that's what we should feel like when we hear that stuff. If not, you're disturbed. But in those really, really bad clips that talk about it, and the abuse clip, because guys, if it don't hit you in the heart and you don't think, I mean, you think, okay, a lot of people won't even touch that in their head, child pedophiles, they're abducting kids. People won't touch it in their head because they don't want to know about it. It's something that people currently overlook a lot. So I put in a lot of that brutality, the stuff they talked about, how brutal it was, and the little clip about beating the children and all of that. I put all of that in there so you would see how intense it is. There's other videos. If you look up Paul Benassi, he takes them to tours of the houses they would keep them in, and he shows them underground rooms where all these kids carve their names. It gets very deep. All you got to do is do a YouTube search on Paul Benassi, and it goes into so much that he endures. He's also the one that talks about Monarch, but he ended up cutting off. He said that they would call, and if they say a certain thing, it would either, you know, start the suicide programming, or it would send him off on a mission and to kill somebody or put them in a predicament, and he couldn't live that way now. But if you do watch the movie Who Took Johnny, it's a documentary, and it is on YouTube. I found it for free. Paul Benassi talks in there, and in those videos that I showed you in a couple of the clips, he does look bad. But in Who Took Johnny, his personalities have integrated, and, you know, he's married and has kids of his own. A lot of people think, okay, he helped kidnap Johnny Gosch, and he raped him. But at the same time, this guy was held at gunpoint doing all these things, and at other times they had him in another personality that could do it and was capable of it. So that's some things everyone needs to look at. The John Mark Carr, he was in the house the night the night John Benet Ramsey was murdered. And if you notice, it's Johnny Gosch, John Benet Ramsey, and then John Podesto. It was just a few things I was pointing out, how you can kind of decipher things. Not all kids go missing internationally like that. Madeleine McCann, she has a slit down the bottom of her eye, and a lot of people thought that she was also created in a lab, Madeleine McCann. So a lot of people think Madeleine McCann was abducted by John Podesto and his brother, and was, took and sold whatever to George Soros, which also has a big role to play in all of that. Now listen, guys, I'll get into more with y'all if I can tomorrow, if it allows, or tomorrow or a little later. It just depends. But right now, all these shootings that are happening, if you've noticed, it's ramping up. It's happening more and more and more. And everything that's going on should open your eyes and open your mind if you look at it and see what's going on. So much is going on, and it's horrifying. Whether they're false flags or false flags could mean fake event, or it could mean it's a false flag and it's somebody programmed going in doing it. Now, I'm sure all of you should know this, is that all these celebrities, they go out, they get brainwashed and all of that, and then they come back in and their head's usually shaved or cut. If it's a girl, that's cut. If it's a guy, it's usually shaved and dyed blonde. During this is the form of their mind control. They get put in a place and they're showing signs of their mind control breaking down, or their minds breaking down because they're starting to remember. So they take them back in and then they start reprogramming. Now, also at this time, now we see Kanye West promoting Jesus, and everybody's like, well, he's saying the right stuff. Jesus says, blah, blah, blah. Go back. Okay, guys? He wrote his own Bible, and instead, he put in the beginning, Kanye created the world. And then instead of Jesus, he put Jesus. I mean, you cannot do that. It specifically says it in the Bible. Do not add, do not take away. You cannot do that. Sometimes whenever I'm saying a scripture, I'll say, it says something like this. That's not me, giving the scripture, completely, because I don't have it in front of me. But I will tell you right now, we all need to be focused on getting in our Bibles, doing our Bible studies. People with children need to be watching what their kids are doing, not letting kids upload to YouTube, TikTok, LiveMe, or any of that. People need to be monitoring their kids on the internet, what they're doing, who they're talking to, because so many people and so many kids get online or, on Facebook, and they meet these predators that are a lot older and a lot more mature, who lie about their age, and they seduce them in. What's his name? That Chris guy that does that show, Crime Watch Daily. He actually, has a girl set up like she's 12 or 13, has a guy come in, and then he catches them. So these are things that people need to be doing. We need to be monitoring our kids. We cannot let our kids get gone like that. I remember back, people did used to let their kids walk to school and walk everywhere. You can't do that anymore, especially at night. We cannot. Kanye West wrote a Bible, and the Bible, instead of saying God created, in the beginning God created the world, it says in the beginning Kanye. And everywhere it says God, it says Kanye. And everywhere it says Jesus, it says Jesus. But we need to be focusing on our kids, not letting them get snatched. These pedophile rings are evil. They inject them with drugs daily, get them hooked on drugs, and they end up staying hooked on drugs. They get beat, they get molested, they get raped viciously. There's so much horror behind this. They get sold, they get traded off, they go here, they go there, they get put in circles, they go to parties at the White House. It gets very intense. So the first thing we need to do is protect our children. You worry about, all this stuff happening to us and your children not being safe when this happens. You need to worry about your children in the world right now, because the most elite of elite are all pedos. And what are they doing right now? They're making this park, Fluff Park, where you can dress up as animals, fornicate and defecate in the park, as long as you clean up after yourself, but it's okay because you're dressed as an animal. Okay? So that's promoting bestiality. Second off, they have in several movies, and I'll use vampires as an instance because that's where I see it done the most. Like a vampire will be like 120 and he'll be dating like a 16 or a 17-year-old. That's pedophilia. It's a pedophile, but they make it okay. Okay, and the Twilight movies, she has a baby, and Jacob in the movie imprints on the baby, and the imprint means he loves her and he's going to be with her, and he's calling his claim on her. So this baby is a baby and underage, and he is overage. Huge pedophilia going on right there, saying it's okay that he loves someone that's a baby, which she grows fast because she's half vampire and half human. But anyways, I'm just saying this is how they slowly start introducing the pedophilia. I wanted to include the pie video where they tried to make it seem okay because of the kids being pleasured. It's not okay in any circumstances. They're bringing all of this, and I'm sorry, but the pedophilia is something I stand strong and hard against when it comes to kids being put underground and tortured, and no, it's not happening. Not to mention all the false flags that are going on. That should be telling us a lot. Something's getting ready to happen. Something, I'm going to say something huge like the World Trade Centers. Something big. We're getting ready for something big. And, not just that, we're going to have the blackouts. It's already happened. It's already been happening, and it's still going to happen. Not to mention, they're trying to take over people's properties, saying you can't live off the grid with solar panels and collecting rainwater. They say it's a hazard. The house needs to be condemned. And if that's living off the grid, the Amish don't use electricity. The Amish don't go into town and buy stuff. How is that stupid? Yes, Netflix is nothing but symbolism. TV's nothing but symbolism. All of it's nothing but symbolism. But if you do watch and pay attention, you will see how they're trying to make the world desensitive. Like they're trying to make it where people aren't. You can watch the goriest of gore movies now. They beat people's heads in. They show you it. It's all so desensitizing that it makes you numb to it. It's almost like you don't care anymore. Not to mention, when you go to jail, if you're a pedophile, you're pretty much put in protective custody because they'll kill you in there. And that's by jail and prison. I mean, look at the free world out here, supposed free world. We should not have to put up with not knowing if someone is a pedophile. Yes, they say they have pedophile networks set up where you can see how many live around you. But guys, this isn't enough. We need to do something more. I mean, the children that they got, there's so many people around the world trying to break up all these little rings. And yeah, I believe that they did find one over at Comet Pizza. There's a guy that does a video and he starts asking questions and he wants to go in. They sneak in the back door and they see steps that go down, and then they come back out and they're sneaking around, and they know they're there because he's videotaping and asking a lot of questions. And then he goes back to the back door, and this man comes out, and he has about 6 or 7 boys, and they just take off running out the back door. There's so much going on, and we need to get our heads on straight, if not for us, to protect our children. I'm sick of people not protecting our children. I'm so sick and tired of people thinking it's okay to take a kid's innocence at that age. A kid should be able to live with his innocence as long as they can. You don't strip that from people. You don't take that away. I'm sorry. It is mind-boggling, and it kills me. Not just because I'm a mother and I have children, but think about it. How would you feel? Not to mention all these false flags, we're looking at something huge occurring right now, something massive in the works. And, we see the signs, we see everything happening. There's been people uploading videos of like orange lights and orange and red lights flashing in the sky underneath something, and they don't know what it is. You're seeing people setting fires and they're showing proof of it. We're seeing all of this, and everyone else is sitting over there with their eyes closed. We need to be praying for our brothers and sisters who are not awake, that they may see things, or that they may come to light and may come to know the truth, that we are in the end. Whether they believe the whole truth and become awake and know everything, I pray for my brothers and sisters in Christ, and that they might see the truth. I do pray for the predators, that they might change their ways and that they might come to some conclusion, but I pray harder for my brothers and sisters in Christ who need to know the truth, because our brothers and sisters in Christ, we need to be united with them, and we all need to come together and form a group. We all need to be brought together, and we all need to try our best to be with them. We need to pray. We need to be out there and putting ourselves out there. We need to be making everyone know it's okay. Feel free to email me at any time. There's always a way to reach me somehow. I think my phone gets shut off this week sometime, and it's going to be hard for people to get a hold of me. If you have tried to message me, I'm going to fix my messages. If you have tried to call me, I haven't been able to charge my phone. I've charged it a couple of times. It is charged right now, so after I get done, if anyone wants to call me, they can. And I'm going to be working a little bit more on some videos, and if something happens by tomorrow and I cannot upload them, I will try to upload them tonight. If I can't and I have to wait till tomorrow, if my channel is gone, they will be on this channel. If it's not gone. Yes, hashtag Truthers need to unite. And I just want everyone to know I love y'all. I'm still out here fighting the good fight. I'm bringing the truth to y'all. I've been going down a lot of rabbit holes. That's why I have not been able to do much lately, because I'm doing a little bit of soul searching myself. And honestly, me and Logan are going through a really hard and rough time right now. There's so much going on, especially if I know we're not supposed to celebrate Christmas and everything, but I still want to give my kids something for Christmas. And I don't think that's going to be possible this year. And so I've been kind of depressed. I've been struggling with depression. I've been struggling with what am I going to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? I haven't even been thinking ahead of till tomorrow, because like I said, I think today's the 5th day without food, and probably won't be able to eat tomorrow. It'll be about 6 days. I'm not sure. Right now I think I'm at 5 days. I haven't really had time to do anything. I do not have shelter right now. I do not have anywhere to sleep right now. So please bear with me. I know I haven't been doing a lot of activity like I thought I would be able to before they tried to take my channel down. But I will try my best to get a few up. I'm going to start walking now. I love you all, and I hope to gosh, I pray to God that all of us can come together and be united, and I want us all to, like I said, you see 3 dead, and one, even if one is the gunman, it's still 3 deaths. Know that it's some type of false flag or something has been set up. I love you all. I pray for y'all. I keep every one of y'all in my prayers, even my enemies, even the ones that try to hurt me as much as they can. I love you all so much, and you are the only people I have right now, and you are the only family I have, and you are the only people that I talk to besides my husband. And I want you to know that it's been very hard the last few days. Being in this time of year and this month and it freezing like it is. We're getting snow. It said it would be rainy today, raining, and then late this evening it would start getting very cold and turning into sleet, and then it would start snowing. So it's supposed to snow, I think, by tomorrow. I'm not sure. It said, I don't know. I know it's going to be snowing tomorrow. I do know right now I'm wearing everything I could put on, which is like 4 shirts and 2 or 3 pairs of pants, because it is so cold right now. I love you. God bless you, and I will try to see you again soon. And if you want to talk to me, just give me a call. Like I said, I'm going through a lot right now, but I always make time for everyone else because I try to put myself last. I really do. I try so hard to do what's right. The reason why it's taken me so long to bring a lot of this to you is because I have went down and dug and done a lot of research before I brought it to you. So I love you all, and I will keep you all in my prayers, and I hope to see you soon. God bless you. And remember, keep us all in your prayers, all brothers and sisters in Christ. And God bless every you say that.